1. How your mind works. Technique 1. Knowing you're kind of smart. After extensive research proved that IQ is a poor indicator of success, different types of intelligence emerged: linguistic, mathematical, visual, physical, musical, emotional, social, environmental, spiritual, and practical. Assessing your multiple intelligences allows you to improve your current capacity. Technique 2. Knowing your learning style. Learning is a continuous process. By identifying your learning style, whether you are an activist, pragmatist, reflector, or theorist, you will find learning a lot easier. Technique 3. Identifying how you learn. How you learn is a sequence of what you want to achieve, your strategies, and your reflections. Once you have identified this, you can apply them in other future situations. Technique 4. Using your senses. You learn more effectively when you engage more than one of your senses during the learning process. Tapping your other senses also improves your memory. Technique 5. Stay healthy in mind and body. Your mind will work at its best if your physical state and overall well-being are well taken care of. Assessing your current health profile and improving it will ensure a more effective thinking. 9. Staying in balance. Technique 48. Good stress, bad stress. Your mind requires a certain level of stress, be it good or bad, to help it operate in its fullest potential. Learn to manage stress well and excel in challenging yourself. Technique 49. Recharging your batteries. Your mind needs to recharge from time to time like a rundown battery. Take a break. Relax. This is one effective way to restore your mind. Technique 50. How to say no. Master the art of saying. Learn to gracefully decline requests, opinions, or complicated situations. Technique 51. Setting goals. Having clear goals is a sure way of boosting your mind power. When you set goals, your mind will start to focus on them, both consciously and unconsciously. Technique 52. A life plan. Draw your own life plan. This helps you see the big picture so you can plan on the small chunks accordingly. Without a life plan, your days, months and years will just pass without achieving any single improvement. Seek opportunities for self-development and further learnings. 2. Mindset matters. Technique 6. Being in a state of relaxed alertness. Relaxing your bodies from tension and calming your minds through meditation is essential in today's busy world. Take time to find a state of being alert enough to engage your brains, yet relaxed enough to be receptive to learning. Technique 7. Being half full. The more you are aware of yourself, the more you can challenge your apparent beliefs and begin to develop a positive mindset. Cultivating a positive mindset will help your mind achieve more. Technique 8. Overcoming barriers. Your thinking and your feelings are intertwined. Negative emotions can hinder your ability to learn. It can cause you to lose confidence and affect concentration. Identify and overcome these barriers so you can use your mind more effectively. Technique 9. Adjusting attitudes. Your temperaments are not set on stone. You can unlearn the habits that are hindering your growth. Identify helpful habits and change the less helpful ones. Technique 10. Worst-case scenarios. In order to increase your mind's potential, get out of your comfort zones and go into your grow zones. Yes, mistakes are bound to happen, but recognizing that you are facing a difficult situation and remaining positive about it is better. It can't always be that bad. Technique 11. Ready, go, steady. Before you develop your mind power, you need to be emotionally ready and motivated. Then, act on a range of strategies that will best suit your learning style. Take stock of your progress as you go along. 3. Helpful habits. Technique 12. Concentration. Your ability to concentrate is vital in boosting your mental capacity. Clearing your mind and paying attention may involve a lot of hard work, but if deployed little by little, you will find it easier to absorb learning. Technique 13. Keeping going. Practice makes perfect. In boosting your mind power, learning how to develop persistence is an essential skill. Understand yourself and know how to deal with difficulties. This allows you to face your upcoming challenges more effectively. Technique 14. Soft focus. Give yourself time to ponder. If you are always in a hurry, chances are, your brains will take on the easy way out, hindering growth. Technique 15. Pause for a thought. Buying yourself a bit of thinking time is a useful strategy, especially in intense learning. This allows you to return to your tasks with a new release of energy. Technique 16. Taking stock. Consolidate your learnings, you might be able to use them in the future. Technique 17. Mistakes are good. Learning from your mistakes is as important as learning from your successes. Mistakes allow you to be better next time. Technique 18. Deferring judgment. The ability not to jump to conclusions is useful in improving your mind. It helps you go through a creative process and move beyond simplistic notions to more sophisticated ones. 4. Useful techniques. Technique 19. Big and small pictures. To ensure that your efforts will not be wasted, start with the big picture and chunk it down to small ones. This way, you can concentrate on the details of the small pieces while you envision the big one. Technique 20. How to ask good questions. Asking the right questions leads to core issues. Interesting questions involve interpretation and judgment. This process stretches your mind. Technique 21. Finding the problem. Don't waste time or fret over wrong things. Get to the root of the matter. This allows your mind be better equipped in finding a successful solution. Technique 22. Visualization. Visualization releases your mind to seek out its own triggers and find answers to your questions by tapping into your deeper thoughts and feelings. Technique 23. Using your intuition. Open your mind to intuitive responses. This helps you better approach any situation and make better decisions. Technique 24. What if? Thinking sideways helps you consider both sides of an argument. Always keep an open mind. This is the key to better decisions. Technique 25. Mind mapping. Mind mapping is a colorful and highly visual way of organizing what's on your mind in a piece of paper. Technique 26. Clarifying. It is difficult to recognize what is important in this complex world. By analyzing the core issue, breaking it down into manageable chunks, criticizing its nature, describing the issue, and cutting out the peripherals, you will be able to address complex issues. Technique 27. Know-how and knowledge transfer. Recognizing your know-how and apply that knowledge into what seems like a completely different situation. 5. Improving your memory. Technique 28. The making of memories. Using do-it-yourself acrostics, e.g. Every good boy deserves favor, or memory tags helps imprint memories more firmly so you will be able to recall things when you need them. Technique 29. Making it stick. There are some memory rules you need to apply to successfully retain information. These are: 1. You tend to remember the first and the last items. 2. Seeing patterns and connections helps. 3. You remember odd things. 4. Regular practice or review helps. Technique 30. Where, when, why. Sensory triggers help memory surface. You can use triggers such as your vision or smell to prompt a recollection rather than just wait for the memory to pop. Technique 31. Who. Noticing odd details or using words rhyming with a person's name enables you to easily remember them. Association and repetition exercises your mind and improve your capacity to remember. Technique 32. What? Remembering starts at the first point of contact. You need to engage a connection, if anything, and apply a memorable rhyme. Technique 33. Feelings matter. Feelings and memories are intertwined. Be aware of your emotional responses on situations. This helps you remember easily. 6. Dealing with change. Technique 34. The feelings of change. Change is the only thing constant in this world. Change brings about emotions. When you expect the emotional journey that comes with change, it will be easier to deal with it. Technique 35. Changing behavior. You can impose change. Learn to modify your behavior to suit to your circumstances. This is essential in boosting our mind. When you are open to changing your attitude, your mind will be able to adapt to a new situation when it needs to. Technique 36. Moving on. Learn to adapt yourself to the world, and not the other way around. Always embrace change and keep moving on. Technique 37. Aging well. The best way to preserve your brain is to use it. Age well by continuously feeding your mind with fresh things. Read. 7. Effective communication. Technique 38. Explaining clearly. Investing time to learn how to clearly explain us is well worth it. This saves you frustration and improves your mind by being alert on how other people respond to our ideas. Technique 39. Listening carefully. Listening helps you pick up good ideas from other people. It also takes you to the other person's point of view and identify what other people think. Technique 40. How to disagree. You cannot avoid disagreements, but you can learn how to handle them correctly. Practice disagreeing politely. This helps you see the world from another perspective. Technique 41. Giving and receiving feedback. Feedback gives useful information on how you can improve and develop. Receiving and giving feedback can sometimes be uncomfortable, especially if we do not like what you see. But sometimes it is effective if it brings about positive change in your life. Technique 42. Public speaking. Speaking in public practices your rational mind to string together words coherently, all time involving your emotional mind. This is a good way to sharpen your mind. 8. Effective negotiating. Technique 43. Walking in other people's shoes. Empathy is seeing the world in another person's shoes. Before you can have an opinion about someone else, you need to first see it from his or her perspective. Being able to empathize allows us to make friends and see solutions that are not that obvious. Technique 44. Two-way relationship. With an active two-way relationship, you have access to the other person's ideas. In improving your mind, 2 heads, or more, are better than 1. Technique 45. Influencing others. When it comes to getting your own way, influencing others is important. You may take numerous approaches to show the other person your point, but what really is important is that you let them know what you want. Technique 46. Win-win solutions. Always find a solution that suits you and the other person you are dealing with. Strive for win-win solutions at all times. Technique 47. Dealing with conflict. Lessen unnecessary arguments by dealing with conflict right away. Always seek to understand the other person's point of view so progress can be made.